I sat and watched the Buffalo game last Saturday and went, well, he'll get their attention this week. And yet I really felt like our team came in and competed at a very high level. And as I just told the guys, the difference in these kind of games come down to 2 or 3 minute periods where I'm going to see a period there in the first half where the game was 22-20 and we had 2 or 3 wide open shots and none of them go down. And that's where the game, all of a sudden they went on an 8-0 run, 10-0 run, and the separation happened. And again, I give our kids credit. I knew we were going to get, they didn't expect to lose to Buffalo a week ago. So I knew Dave would get their attention back, and great credit to him and his coaching staff, because there isn't any question in my mind of my years of playing DePaul, this is the most talented group and the toughest group he's had. And they have senior leader, I shouldn't say senior leadership, they have older guys who understand winning and understand how to play. And nobody more evident than Charlie Moore, but, you know, Jalen, what he does, you know, he didn't take bad shots tonight. We did a pretty good job on him. He was a big emphasis coming into the game because I told the TV people before the game, he's kind of become their Max Strauss. All of a sudden, he's going to shoot 10 threes, and he could make 6 of them. And, you know, our other big emphasis was rebounding because they are such a good rebounding team. I thought we did a great job of competing with them on the glass. And at the end of the day, we turned the ball over too many times, and that got them in transition, and that's where they're as good as anybody we've played. And so again, even though the final score doesn't look like it, I still felt like with about 8 minutes to go, I think we had cut it to 10. We were right there, and then we just had a couple breakdowns, and it got away from us. But I'm proud of my kids and their effort.
With the turnovers, what does DePaul do to kind of disrupt teams into those, or do you feel like it was your guys were doing it? How would you?
Well, I think it's a little of both. I think they do a great job, and you watch film on them. You know, Charlie's a veteran. He gambles at times, but he knows when he's going to gamble. And he'll stab at that ball and create a turnover out of it. And, you know, I think Paul Reed, I don't think he gets enough attention. He blocks shots. Your guys are thinking about him. And so I think more than anything, they're doing a great job of being in the elbows, making you make the extra pass, and yet their length bothers you sometimes to make that pass and still make a great play.
What did you think about you guys' defense after the last few games? You guys have been pretty good defensively.
Well, I felt like, again, especially early in the game, I thought we had the right idea, and I think more than anything, as you prepare for a game against a good team, you've got to figure out what are we going to give up? Because you can't take everything. And I felt like our guys, other than the fact we let Charlie get too deep sometimes, our new big young kids didn't quite understand on the flats how to be out there a little more and slow him down so he can't quite get that deep. But again, when I look at the rebounding in that part, probably offensively, our half-court defense I felt like was very good. Our turnovers created some defense that we couldn't. You can't defend turnovers. And that's what, in the end, they got some runouts and some layups that you just can't defend them.
What's having Marcus back mean for you guys and going forward?
Well, I think you saw out there, he's a guy that, you know, he can go make a play, and I probably could have put him back in. There was no reason to. As we said all along, knowing he was going to get back for this game, now for him just to have 3 games before conference play to kind of, he had a couple turnovers that you could tell, one, he was fatigued, and 2, he hasn't been out there in live contact a lot right now. And so I think it's a big positive for us getting him back.
Where do you assess the team at this point, with the few games before in the conference?
Well, if I say I like where we're at, people go, well, you're 4-7. But I also put this schedule together thinking I was going to have 5 seniors starting. And today, the 3rd one finally played his first game. And hopefully I get the 4th one back in about 2 weeks. So what I would tell you is I think Braylon Bridges, I think Dion, I think Brian Taylor, I think those guys, Jamie, have benefited, but they benefited that I put together a really hard schedule. And so I'm disappointed with our record, but on the other side of it, I think if you took most teams in the country, and I'm saying everybody now, Kentucky, Kansas, and said, well, hey, wait a minute, Coach, you don't get to play your first 10 games. You have to take 3 of your starters out. Well, they're probably going to struggle because they put together a schedule that was built for this. And so I like where we're coming in the last couple weeks. And even though today didn't go our way, I liked how we rebounded. I liked how we competed with a very athletic, physical team. And so, again, our whole growth thing is December 28th when we start league play. Because at the end of the day, we're in a 1-bid league, and you got to be really good in January, February, and March. I think the good part is with the fact these guys are kind of coming now, it lends to us being way better in January, February, and March.